Happening at this hour and throughout the night, thousands of people have gathered in the streets in some of the nation's largest cities for Count the Vote rallies as the race for the White House grows closer. Tonight, a local activist group held a rally centered around making sure whoever wins the presidency represents issues important to everyone. Community members gathered outside City Hall in downtown Jacksonville for the protest organized by the Jacksonville Community Action Committee. It was part of a national day of protest, demanding what organizers call the people's mandate, focusing on issues like ending police brutality and more community involvement in policing, and protesting against voter intimidation. Michael Sampson, an organizer with the group, says too often during elections, we focus on the people running and not the issues at stake. He says the best way to put these issues on center stage is to exercise your rights and protest.
We understand that is the community coming together, protesting, exercising their First Amendment right. That is what creates change in Jacksonville. That was what created, Jacksonville as a city turning blue.
The crowd also protested against a bill proposed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis that would give a minimum of 6 months for any protester who attacks police officers or causes property damage. The bill also proposes holding the person without bail before an initial hearing.